For my last mosaic, I brought together my family heritage. My father's side loved figs and fig trees and grew them in the Bronx. My mom's side of the family loved peonies, and my mother's mother, my grandma Nana, had a beautiful peony bush at her house. We also loved to visit them at the botanical garden. So I got some images of peonies and figs and then used them to create my own sketch. After I created the sketch, we enlarged it to the size of my wood panel, which I think is about 16 by 16 inches. I kept all of my images close by to help me with my concept of color and what I wanted my palette to look like. I then collected tiles from the bins in the color tile library and just some remnants that I found around. The next step was to then use a piece of carbon paper and attach that to my wood panel. I used tacks to attach the copy over the carbon paper, and then I took my time to trace some of the larger shapes and lines um, to transfer the image onto my wood panel. After the image was transferred, I coated the wood with glue, and then I started cutting out some of the areas that I wanted to look more 3D. And I cut out some of the figs, and then I attached them to styrofoam and cut the styrofoam to size. And then I attached the styrofoam shapes onto the board, and that raised up some of my work surfaces so that I could add more depth and dimension into my piece. This was a trick that I saw Yasmin using, and I really loved it, so I totally stole it from her. The next step was to apply grout to the surfaces that I was going to work with, and grout does dry somewhat quickly, so I didn't want to cover every area with grout. I had tinted the grout a little bit with a little bit of acrylic paint. Then I started cutting the tiles using a mixture of the tile clippers as well as the hammer and hardy. You can see me working here, and no protective eye gear. And my fingers seem to toughen up quite a lot in the process. But I absolutely love that we're using, this very traditional age-old technique. You can see in the video that the composition has developed, and I thought a lot about textures that I was using and the direction of the tile and how that would bring the viewer's eye into my composition.